What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and over the past couple of days, I took a step back from YouTube, and I've really just been observing the aftermath of these wildfires down in Maui. Now, before you go crazy, listen, I'm aware of all of the theories about lasers and direct energy weapons, and if you remember, months ago, back when that Chinese spy balloon was flying over America, I showed you a video of actual lasers, Chinese lasers over Hawaii, but that's neither here nor there. I think it's important for people to realize that natural disasters happen. Natural disasters have been happening since the beginning of time. Natural disasters are not some type of new phenomenon. However, when you look at the mainstream media's response and you look at the response from the powers that be, we'll just call them that, they're not blaming this on like just a natural disaster. No. They're saying that this is a result of climate change. So, right off the bat, that lets you know that they're not being truthful about the situation. In my opinion, this could be anything. Maybe some power lines fell over, which I've seen videos of that. Maybe this was a natural occurrence. Maybe it was something else. But one thing I know for sure it's not a result of climate change. If you have common sense, like most of you all do, watching this video, then you know that climate change is a scam. Sure, the climate changes. The climate has been changing since the beginning of time. Bad weather has been around since the beginning of time. And I know it feels hot this summer, but it's not any hotter than it usually is. So don't let them brainwash you into thinking, oh, it's those politicians' faults that there are hurricanes and thunderstorms. It's so crazy to even go along with that nonsense, but a lot of people do. In fact, there's someone watching this video right now just sitting there punching the air. How dare you sit on my Shogun? I'm part of the climate change cult. I don't care about any of that. But here's the thing. I am willing to believe that the fires in Maui are just part of a natural disaster. But if the powers that be in the mainstream media are feeding me this conspiracy about climate change and it's politicians' fault, it's your fault, it's because you ate a steak and you cook on gas stoves, it's because of all the cow farts. Listen, I don't got time for any of that nonsense. So, if the mainstream media just actually blamed this on a wildfire, a natural occurrence, then I don't think that many people would be as inclined to believe that there were direct energy weapons responsible for the fires in Maui. The reason why people are automatically going to theories or what some would label as conspiracies is because the other side is floating conspiracy theories of their own about climate change being responsible for this. And it really does seem, I know that I said that natural disasters, they're just a part of life. They've been happening for a long time. But it does seem that since these climate change cult weirdos have been trying to spread this climate change nonsense, all of a sudden these disasters are happening maybe kind of at a higher rate, or better yet, the response to these disasters is lackluster, which it kind of always was, but it's even more lackluster than before. And I think they do that for a reason, because they want you to view these situations as worse than they had to be. And make no mistake about it, the situation down in Maui is way worse than it had to be. The alarm system, they have like the best alarm system in America to warn them about things like this. It was non-existent. No warning. The water systems did not work. And as I've been sitting back, I was thinking about not covering this story because it's a tragic story. And, it kind of takes a toll on me when I have to sit here and constantly report on all of this bad news, but it is what it is. It's necessary. And the reason why I think it's necessary for me to cover this story now is because it's obvious that we're not getting the truth. And that's not just me sitting here in the comfort of my home saying we're being lied to. No, the people of Maui are speaking out. And they're saying that we're not getting the whole truth about what's going on. People are literally getting robbed as they stand in the rubble of their homes that used to be there. Last time I checked, the death toll that's being reported by the mainstream media is somewhere like around 100. I keep seeing different, media outlets report different things. One media outlet says it's 86 people. One outlet says it's 92. One outlet says it's 100. But the people of Maui say that the death toll may be in the thousands. And they're not reporting that. Why? Why isn't this the biggest news story in the world right now? I mean, I don't know how many of you all have been paying attention, but if you look at Maui, it looks like a war zone. In fact, it looks worse than a war zone. You can take clips from war-torn Ukraine, and it looks way better over there than it looks in Maui right now. It looks like a nuclear bomb dropped on Maui and decided to take out all of the homes of the people who lived there besides the billionaires like Oprah. No, their houses are okay. A lot of the trees seem to be okay. But the cars, the homes, all of that property that's just really expensive property, but, they haven't been able to grab huge portions of this land from the people like they want to. So there's a lot of plans, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on behind the scenes in Maui that we will get to in future videos if you would like. But right now, there's one thing that's just really eating me up inside. Apparently, school was canceled that day. Parents went on to work and the kids stayed at home. A lot of the people who are missing, and they don't want you to know this, a lot of the people, in fact, I would say probably the majority of the missing people are kids. Kids who stayed home from school because they shut down school. Parents had to go to work, and then these kids got caught in the wildfire, or in the direct energy fire, or in the climate change fire. Whatever the hell you want to label it, they got caught in the madness. And there are hundreds of kids missing right now, possibly dead. I don't know if they're even going to be able to recover the charred remains. I don't know. It's a really messed up situation, y'all. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and play this clip real quick on the news, because people who live in the area are the ones reporting this. This is not me creating a conspiracy theory in my mind to come to YouTube to get views. No, the people of Maui are reporting this, and the mainstream media is covering it up. Let's go ahead and check out this clip.
Some are questioning the systems there, what failures there were. Have you thought about that? Is there talk among the locals of what could have been done to prevent this tragedy?
Yeah, a lot of talk. They could have given us warning. They sent all the kids home from school because of the wind advisory. And we found out yesterday that we lost a whole neighborhood of children.
Yes, horrific. The Lahaina Luna housing area, all the kids were home. One of our coworkers messaged us yesterday saying every one of his friends in the neighborhood is dead.
A whole neighborhood of kids just gone. Just like that. More than likely no longer with us. But you see, this is why we're not getting the full story. Because if you had the full story, theories to the side, theories about lasers and direct energy weapons to the side, if you got the full story about what's going on here, you would be outraged. And the people of Maui are outraged but they're also demoralized. They lost everything. Their neighbors lost everything. They lost loved ones. They lost pets. They lost all of the memories inside of their homes. But a whole neighborhood of kids just gone. And it's crazy because the death toll is still sitting at like around 100. But, the people of Maui claim, oh, there's tons more. And we know there's at least, and this is what the mainstream media is reporting. So whatever the mainstream media reports, go ahead and just times it times 2 or 3. Multiply it times 2 or 3. That's what I usually do. So reports are there's like 1,000 people missing. People in Maui seem to believe there may be up to 3,000 people. But what we know here is a huge chunk of these people are all kids who were told to stay at home that day. Told to stay at home that day. And most of these kids haven't been reported as dead yet. They're reported as missing. And I don't want to be that person, but I'll be that person. I'm wondering, what exactly happened to these kids. I'm hoping that they're alive. But at the same time, I'm wondering, were people snatching up kids in the process? Whole neighborhoods full of kids just gone? Just gone. I, for the life of me, like I said, I don't want to be that person, but I have to ask, what else is going on here? Could some of these kids been snatched up and hauled up and taken away in the process? I don't want to think like that, but at the same time, I don't want to think that all of these kids burned because of the failure of the people who were supposed to, make sure that things like this don't happen and natural disasters happen. You can't necessarily stop it, but you can handle a better response. And the response here was a total failure. Warning signs, a total failure. And mind you, not too long ago, Hawaii put off an alarm about potential missiles coming. Do y'all remember that? Their alarm system worked so well that in the middle of the night one night, an alarm went off everywhere in Hawaii that there was an incoming missile, but it turned out that it was a false alarm. So the alarm works to scare people about missiles in the middle of the night, but the alarm doesn't work when it comes to this raging fire, hurricane, whatever the hell this was. And I've seen so many wildfires over the years. They're all devastating. But, this one looks a lot different. This one looks crazier than anything that I've really seen. And I'm not saying that's because this is the result of direct energy weapons. I'm just saying that this looks really crazy. And as the people of Maui are trying to pick up the pieces and figure out what they're going to do, our country is sending $24 billion more to Ukraine. Let's go ahead and send billions of dollars to Ukraine. You want to know how much the people of Maui got? They got $700. The people of Maui got $700 per household, not per person, per household. So, hey, you lost your kid, you lost your pets, you lost your home, you lost your car. You don't know what you're going to do with your life? Don't worry, we got you. Here's $700. Meanwhile, we're getting ready to send $26 billion to Ukraine for Lord knows what. They're not even fucking winning, okay? They're getting stomped on over there, regardless of what the mainstream media wants to tell you. That's the reality. So if you're a Ukraine cuck with Ukraine flags in your bio, just know that y'all are getting your asses whooped over there, and we're fitting the bill for it while our people in the U.S. have been abandoned. The people of Maui will be abandoned and forgot about, just like the people of East Palestine, Ohio. No one's coming to check on them. The president is sitting on the beach somewhere else. So if you ask me, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, this is the result of this or this is the result of that. But I can tell you that the response to this situation is laughable. It is laughable. Oprah walking around with camera crews. And all of these people, they're salivating right now. Because regardless if you think this happened on purpose or you think this was just a natural disaster, the reality is the powers that be, the rich and powerful, they're not sad about what happened to Maui. Their eyes are like, cha-ching, cha-ching. You know, your pupils get replaced with the money sign because they're planning on buying up all of this land and turning it into whatever they want to turn it into. It's so disgusting and sad and it's infuriating. But I just find it so odd that here we have one of the biggest news stories in the world, and it's kind of being brushed under the rug that, hey, we got whole neighborhoods of kids missing. Whole neighborhoods of kids missing. Oh, man. This is one of those stories that really gets me riled up. I can tell you that. But I got a lot more to talk about, a lot more to look into, a lot more to show you all. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll be talking to you all soon in the next video.